Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I thought I'd do a video today, bit of a story time with what's been happening lately. Catch you up with things I've bought and do a bit of face care. And have animals pop in and out of my room. That was just one of my cats popping into my window. That's how they get in and out when they're outside. They just pop in and out through the window. It's just behind me over here. Anyway, I just was having a giggle because I was trying to position myself so that it wasn't too dark or too light, and I was sort of moving myself around my bed so you had the best view of me, and I sort of realised that, yeah, it's not that easy. Anyway, this is sort of like the best you can get. So I thought I'd do a catch up with what's been happening with me while doing catch up with what I've been doing, and while I do some face care. So I had a hysterectomy earlier this year. They discovered I had a thing called, now I've got it here, it's called adenomyosis, which is the thickening of the uterus. Now what they found was, my glasses don't sit straight on my face because I've got a broken nose, sorry about that, it's very annoying. It's when the uterus starts to thicken after you go through menopause. Now most people who go through menopause, their uterus is thin. Mine started to get very thick, and during our first lockdown last year, I started to bleed and get a lot of pain, so I was rushed into hospital and they thought they had discovered what it was, but they were wrong. I had to go through a whole lot of tests and stuff, and that's when they discovered it was this adenomyosis thing. I'm probably completely butchering the name, and so they had to do a whole lot of tests. Now when they did that, because mine was so bad, they got me to fill in two forms. One was a surgery form to go straight into surgery, and one was a form, that's my cat Harley, my ginger one. She's deciding what she's going to do, whether she's going to go back outside or whether, yep, there she goes, out the window. Well, she's thinking about it. You can just see her by the window there, deciding what she's going to do. So they got me to sign two forms. One was for the surgery, and one was for a second what would be a second or a third surgery, depending on what happened. So they did some scrapings now because my lining was so thick. It was very, very painful for me. With the added fibromyalgia, it was very thick, so it was incredibly painful. and they found they hadn't got enough cells, so what they had to do was do a second surgery to do some biopsies, and they also found some growths that they wanted to check out, so they took those away. Then my third surgery was to do the hysterectomy. So it was a full hysterectomy, including my uterus, and that was done this year. It got delayed because up in Auckland there was a series of lockdowns because of corona, and they just had to delay it because of that. So I went and had that. That was a bit of a nightmare because when I went up, my benefit got stopped when I was up there, well, partly stopped, and the money that I had banked on to get myself back home and somewhere to stay was taken off me. So I had to get all that sorted before I could come home. So I was there for almost 2 weeks. I'll do a whole story time about that separately, but that was completely stressful, and that just wasn't fun. But I did some shopping while I was there, so I'm going to do the story time about that while I was there. But while I was up in Auckland, I got a set of makeup I want to try. Now this is going to come backwards for you guys, sorry, but I wanted to use my laptop for this as it's going to be easier. Now this is a brand here in New Zealand called Essano SuperFoods. This is a natural one. It's a trial pack. It's called Feed Your Skin, and everything in here are superfoods for skincare. So there's things like kale, pumpkin, carrots, rockets, cinnamon, aloe vera, shea butter, bittermeat, rosemary, turmeric, balloon vine, I've never heard of that one, lemon, jojoba, blackcurrant, and other things. So what they've got is a cinnamon gel cleanser, a kale night cream, a turmeric facial oil, and a kale moisturizer. So what I want to do is, while I'm talking to you, is start with the cleanser, then put some oil on my skin, and then the moisturizer. I've not opened this. This cost me about, I think it was about $19 for the trial size. I've not opened it at all. It's packaged up quite well. You can see they're all in tissue paper except for this one here, which is the oil. So they're all in little bottles like that. So that is the facial oil, which I'll use later. It comes with a little booklet. It's all certified organic. It is made here in New Zealand. It gives you information on what else they have. So they've got a whole bunch of other things for all your different skin types. So this is just to sort of give you a trial of what there is. So they've got things like purifying gel cleansers, a balancing mist toner, detoxifying masks, a reviving mask, depending on what your skin type is, all that kind of thing. So let's see what else we've got in here. Yep, that's the box empty. So, excuse the noise. Okay, so we've got that's the daily moisturizer, so it's a decent size tester. I mean, so you can see the size of it against my hand. Trying to see if it's got an amount on here. Okay, it's 20 mils, which is 2.658 fluid ounces. So it's organic, it's cruelty free, and let's have a look. Anything else? What else does it have on it? No. Okay. Contains no parabens, mineral oils, and ethylates or GMOs. That's good to know. Okay, so then we have the same size tube, the gel cleanser, detox and refresh with pumpkin extracts, and once again no parabens, mineral oils, etc. This is cruelty free as well. So it's the same thing, and this is also the same amount of fluid ounces. Now this is soap free, which is great because my skin is very fussy about what it has to put on it. And the other thing here, now this is the night cream, so you can see this jar is a decent size, not a small jar. So this jar is, if I can find it, so this is 10 grams, which is 0.35 fluid ounces. It's in a glass bottle, so I'm assuming, yep, it's recyclable here in New Zealand. Once again, no parabens, mineral, etc. Now with this one here, it says smooth gently onto your face and neck, avoiding eye area for best results. Use every night. So that's the kale regenerating night cream. So it's quite a good little tester. I'll just quickly open it up and see how full it is and see what it looks like. Oh, if I can get it open. Wow, it's really full. It's got a bit of a smell. It's a, I don't know if you can see, but it's actually a light green colour. Just a very, very light green colour. I'll just test it. Goes into your skin very well. It's very it smells beautiful. It goes right in. It's not oily or greasy or anything like that, because I hate that in skincare. My wrist feels exceptionally soft where I just put it compared to my other wrist, because my skin just gets so dry, especially in winter. So yeah. So what I will do is I shall move this stuff and the night cream. Of course, I don't need the night cream right now. I will take my glasses off just for the moment. They can go over here. Yeah, so yeah, I had my hysterectomy, and of course, as you know, excuse me, I've just got to get my bowl, because I hate wiping stuff off. I have to wash any cleansers I have off. I just hate wiping it off. My face never feels clean if I just wipe it. So yes, I had my hysterectomy, and I was really, really good about not doing anything bad, like lifting weights and everything like that for about the first 3 weeks. Okay, so this has been safety sealed. This is the cleanser. It is safety sealed. So it's soap free, gentle enough for everyday use. Cinnamon purifies and removes toxins. Pumpkin supports healthy skin renewal, while aloe vera rehydrates. Directions: massage into face and neck, rinse with warm water, patch test before use. Well, my face is going to be the patch test. Bad, yes. Too bad, no. So oh, that's quite a cool pink. It's a little pink colour. I like that. I can't really smell anything. So yeah, I was good for about first 2-3 weeks, and then I was really pissed off one day because we had our washing machine broken down, and before I went away, we had been promised that it would be fixed by the time I got back, and it wasn't. So I went over to my niece who lives next door to do my washing. Now, I'm just used to picking up my shopping bag of washing and carrying it over. So I said to my housemate, it's her daughter, that's why I call her my niece, I said to her, I'm just going to go and get my washing and I'll be back in a minute. And without thinking, because we were busy over there, she said, yep, go for it, after I asked my niece if it was okay. And we didn't even think about me going over and doing it. So I went over, came back over, I collected my washing and took it back over. And I did all my washing, put it into the machine, got it out of the machine, blah blah blah, no worries. And then we did our normal stuff, and not long after that, my flatmate says to me, I'm taking my daughter up to the local laundromat to dry the clothes, because they didn't know where it was, and they've got a baby, so they needed clothes dried. And I said, yeah, sure, don't worry about it, go. And so I went to look after my niece, and it wasn't till she woke up from her nap that I thought, oh shit, I shouldn't be lifting her, because she's a 10-pound baby at that point. She was only 2 months at that point. But I had no choice, because she was crying, because she was hungry, and she was wet. So I had to lift her up and get her out of the cot with bassinet, and get her dressed and get her changed, get her clean, etc. So, and then I had to feed her. So, then that night, I started bleeding quite heavily. And I told my flatmate, because she's actually my carer. And we thought, okay, we'll wait and see what happens. Anyway, we had the worry of me starting to bleed. me starting to bleed because for the next 2 days I was bleeding. So on the second day I went into our local A&E doctors, and they sent me to the hospital, and the hospital sent me to the hospital. I was in hospital for a week. Luckily they didn't operate, but they did have to keep an eye on me. But it added another 2 weeks onto my recovery, so that was stupid. Alright, so skin feels a bit dry than I normally like. I'm normally used to not a gel, but the foaming ones, so that could be why. Quite drying and tightening, so I'd have to give it a few more goes to see if I like it. But I'm willing to give it a go. It is a purifying one. Now this one here, it says to put just a few drops on the skin, so I'll give it a shake. I don't know how many to do. Oh, I don't like the feel of it running down my face. I don't normally use an oil. So that was really depressing for me, because I just don't like things like that happening, of course. Well, there's my other pussycat. Yep, she's going to probably head out the window too. I don't normally use oil, and I don't know if I like the feel of an oil. Probably because I'm not used to it. Same as the cleanser. Not sure if... No, I've never used one before, so yeah, it's a matter of trying it and seeing. So that took a while to get over. Then off and on I've been getting colds and sore throats recently, because I've been getting used to the temperature down here in Wellington, so I've not been feeling well. Mentally I've been really feeling really bad. I've not been wanting to be around people, do things, or just live life. Then I got stressed out because we went into lockdown here in Wellington because a guy from Australia was here in Wellington, and when he got back to Australia he found he had corona, so we went into lockdown for 3 days, 3 days or a week, I can't remember. Anyway, just in case anyone, caught it, but whether he wasn't contagious when he was here or whether he got sick when he got home, we don't know, but it seems we escaped a bullet, because nobody got sick here, which was absolutely brilliant. But just this week, we've had a guy get sick in Auckland, and he's had no relation to anyone in our managed isolation or anyone that's come from Australia or from overseas, but he's suddenly developed COVID, and he's got the Delta strain, and then all of a sudden it's gone from just one person to 10 people just within 24 hours, and it's growing. Now, he travelled down to the Coromandel, which is quite a popular area, and he had workmates that he was with, of course, and they've got it and they've passed it on to people who have been out night clubbing and church and things like that, and they've passed it on, and now we've got a person who's an airline steward or stewardess who's come off Air New Zealand, so it looks like they could have brought it into New Zealand, but they're separate from this other guy, possibly, we don't know, they're looking into it, but it's a whole bizarre thing, so we don't know what's happening, but at the moment we've got 10 people with this Delta strain of COVID, and so we went from 0 to 1 to 10 overnight, so it's quite frightening, and so the whole country is under what we call level 4 lockdown, which means that the only places that we can go is our local area for exercise, so I can go for a short walk around and that's it. I can't go anywhere else. I can go up to my local mall for food shopping, the doctor, and to the chemist only. That's it. And there's no takeaways open, there's nothing like coffee shops or anything like that. Now at this point, on Saturday, at this point, we went into lockdown yesterday, and we'll be coming out on Saturday. In Auckland and Coromandel, they'll be doing it for a week. But I have the feeling if more people come out with COVID, then we might be in lockdown for longer. I mean, so it's not as big a deal as some other countries. But for us, it's a big thing because we've gone for so long. I mean, to say our count is months without COVID. You know, we have people coming into the country with COVID, but we don't have COVID just suddenly appear in the community like this. We can go months without it, so it's a huge big deal for us, and it's quite scary, and especially for someone like myself who's immunosuppressed, and I've only had one jab of the vaccine, so I'm really, really nervous about this. So that's what's happening here at the moment. But I've also been to the hospital about my eyes. I actually went and saw a consultant. They don't normally deal with people like me at the hospital, but the consultant was so intrigued about my eyes. I'll do this first. I'll start on this first. So this is the Nourisher Moisturiser. It repairs and nourishes. It's got rocket, carrot and aloe vera in it. Nourish and moisturise your skin with antioxidants, rich kale loaded with vitamins A and E to boost hydration and elasticity and collagen production, while carrot repairs and rocket soothes. Gently massage into cleansed face and neck. Once again, this has got a safety seal on it. So yes, I went to see the hospital to see the guy, and I first had to have some eye tests, and that was horrible because they kept on doing different things for different eyes, and my eyes were so sore and my head started to pound and everything else. So I wasn't feeling great by the time I got to him. Oh, that's right. And then I had to have more tests after I spoke to him, because he was so intrigued with my eyes that he wanted to meet me. But I'm actually going to go to another unit that we have here to see another doctor, and what they're going to do is decide what they're going to do to fix my eye. Now at the moment I've got a piece of tape on my glasses, which sounds really weird, but what's happened to my eye is when I've hit my head, I don't have more than one, when I've hit my head, I've done something that affects my right eye, and that sort of goes a bit lazy, I guess you could say. So what they've done is they've put tape on my glasses so you can see the difference. So that's trying to get that eye to work harder to be able to see. The problem is I can't see anything through that. And that's my really bad eye. The other eye is my really bad eye for vision. So I've got no depth perception at the moment. I can't see properly, and it's a pain in the ass. So I look like this at the moment. Great look. Well, this moisturiser absorbs very quickly. I must say that my skin actually doesn't feel as tight as it was, so that's rather good. I'm quite pleased with that. So that's sort of a little catch up with me. I'll sort of go more into the stuff that I bought recently and do more of a story timer in the next few days. I'll do a few videos today and tomorrow, and yeah, we can do a catch up. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay well, look after each other, be kind to each other, be nice, don't get angry, don't put each other down. Everyone is different, not everybody agrees, but we're all human. Alright, so I will catch you on the rebound. Be safe. See you later.